Welcome to the End Paradigm Shifting. So this episode builds off the last episode. It's all in your head. If you missed that episode, go back and check it out so that you can fully appreciate what I'm about to say. So I want to start off with this parable. A bad storm caused the town to begin to flood. Everyone was told to evacuate. A true believer of God decided that he was going to wait and let God save him, so he stayed home. Now the waters began to rise, and the man's neighbor came by on his horse to save him, and the true believer told him that he was waiting for God to save him. Now the neighbor knew how pious the man was and that he wasn't going to be able to convince him to leave with him, so he rode off to safety. Now the waters rose, so the man needed to go to the second floor of his home. Later he heard a knock at the window, and it was another neighbor who was on the boat. The neighbor begged the man to come with him before things got worse, but the man wouldn't budge. "I'm waiting for God to save me," he told the concerned neighbor. So the neighbor floated away. So now the waters continued to rise, forcing the man up on his roof to wait for God. A helicopter comes in to save him, but the man sends it away because God is coming to save him really soon. The man just knows this. The man eventually drowns. He reaches heaven and comes face to face with God, and he yells at God, "How come you didn't save me?" God replies, "Well, I did send a horse, boat, and a helicopter to you. What else could I have done?" So the point of the parable is that your faith in God and the protection and resources that your God provides you shouldn't be a substitute for effort and solid decision making. God can put you in a position to win, but in the end, you have to participate. You have to make the moves. You have to be active. You have to do what you can to protect yourself. You have to put in the work to build the life you want for yourself. I know for a fact that God has provided me everything that I need in order to have what I want and all the protection that I need. So if God has hooked me up with all that, then I know for a fact that God has hooked you up as well. All we need to do is put in the effort and do our best to practice solid discernment. So when I had my darkest periods of depression, I prayed very hard and regularly. I was specific and detailed about what I wanted. What I was missing was the faith that I should have had in myself to solve my problems, as well as the willingness to put in the work required to receive what I was praying for. The bottom line is that faith without work is dead. Sitting back and relying just on prayer to get you through isn't good enough. Prayer without being active is setting yourself up for failure. Pray for what you want and keep praying until you're satisfied, but make sure that the decisions you make and that your actions fall in line with what you're praying for. If you pray to hit the lottery, make sure you go out and buy a lottery ticket. If you want the best outcome, you have to be as active physically as you are mentally and spiritually. So, in addition to just praying for like companionship, go to where the kind of people you want to be around hang out. If you want to get in shape, start exercising. If you want to lose weight, then change your diet. If you're unhappy with your career, then do what you need to do in order to change careers. If you're sick, don't pray the sickness away. Don't just pray the sickness away, I should say. Go see the doctor. If you're hungry, then get something to eat. If you're tired, then go get some rest. If you're not at a point to where you can make the change that you want, then be patient. And while you're being patient, prepare as much as you can for when the time comes for you to be able to make the change so that you can make your move and make the move very well. So as far as depression is concerned, it is an emotional illness that will affect you physically. Your mind, soul, and body works together. One area being out of balance will eventually impact the other areas. So if you're depressed, well, you need to do more than just pray the depression away. I mean, you can try to pray it away. And I can tell you that when I was at my worst, prayer did help. The problem was that the relief was temporary and I was able to function until the next hit came and then I was down again. At that time in my life, I knew about prayer, but I wasn't up on meditation. I also wasn't up on the idea that I actually had to put in work if I wanted to progress to a better emotional and mental state. I put all my efforts into prayer and burn my time waiting for those prayers to be answered instead of actually actively working for what I wanted. Use your faith in God and in yourself to protect you from anxiety, doubt, fear. You know that God has got you, which means that you should be able to focus your attention and energy on problem solving, learning what you need to learn, doing what you need to do to get you where do you want to be in life, and letting God take care of the rest. You can do it. You can handle it. You can manage it. You can figure it out. You can make it work. You just have to have faith in yourself because you've done it, handled it, managed it, figured it out, and made it work many times before. Whatever the problem you're dealing with today isn't the first time that you've had trouble in your life to deal with. And the fact that you're here today and still intact is proof that you can make it through to the other side this time around as well. So I'll say it again. You can manage it. You can figure it out. You can make it work. Have faith in yourself because you've done it, handled it, managed it, figured it out, and made it work many times before. So have as much faith in yourself as you do in your God and God's hand in your life. Allow your faith in God to be what energizes you to get busy. I'll say it again. Faith without work is dead, which means that just believing isn't good enough. You have to transfer that spiritual energy into physical energy. So as far as I'm concerned, the reason why I'm open about my experiences with depression is because I know that I'm not the only person on the world who has dealt with it. I'm not ashamed or embarrassed about what I went through. What would be shameful to me is me not using my experience to help people who are dealing with depression not find their way through it. Remember, if you're breathing, then at some point in life, you're going to be disappointed. You're going to lose people, relationships, and most situations probably won't work out the way that you want them to. It's just how life works. What I've learned to do is to be good at controlling my focus and rely on my faith in God that whatever I'm experiencing is for the greater good and that I'm able to handle it. When it comes to situations that you have little or no control over, that's when it's important to have faith that God has your best interest in mind, and you should do your best to move forward the best you can. Focus on moving forward and building new instead of focusing on what happened and what's gone. Pray to your God to give thanks and ask for what you want. Meditate so that God can give you instructions to lead you to better. Take action when you can and focus on what you can do and forget about what is out of your control or the things that you can't do. And if you're really depressed, by all means, pray and meditate, but also get your ass to a therapist. Talk to someone you trust. Research your symptoms and see what options are out there to help lift your mood and clear the mental fog you may be experiencing. Your relationship with God is a partnership. The more work you do, the more you will amplify the results. So that's it. That's what we're talking about, faith, right? So if you need to play this back, I recommend it. If you need to listen to the last episode of Paradigm Shifting, I'm not going to be mad if you do it. But, this is a time to build a better life for ourselves. So that's all I got for you for this episode of Paradigm Shifting. I am Brandon, a.k.a. DJ Silk, and I really do appreciate you guys checking me out. And until the next time, be safe and be well. Thank you.